Stepping completely away from the noise of your daily life. Like, really close your eyes and picture it. You're stepping into the vast, untouched expanses of the natural world. Out there, the rules of our civilized world just fade away, right? They're replaced by the raw, untamed rhythms of the wild. Well, welcome to this special explainer. Today, we're taking an awe-inspiring documentary journey into a hidden network. It's a network that operates silently, constantly in the background, working literally around the clock to protect the planet's most magnificent creatures. We're going to explore the incredible ecosystem of conservation, the Wildoc ecosystem of conservation. But that really leaves us with a fascinating question. Who actually watches over the wild? Picture a prowling apex predator. You can literally see its breath in the freezing dawn air as it stalks silently through dense pine trees. Now shift gears. Think about the deep, freezing waters of the ocean, where a massive marine giant breaches the surface in just a breathtaking display of sheer power. These ultra-realistic scenes, they're happening out there every single day. But behind these majestic moments, there's actually a deeply dedicated framework of scientific agencies and institutions standing guard. They are, quite literally, the invisible shield protecting our planet's most vulnerable and vital species. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, Apex Predators and Their Protectors. To truly understand how the wild survives today, we have to look at the institutions governing these iconic species. The wild is actually structurally divided into distinct jurisdictions of scientific protection. It's this highly coordinated effort. So you have the primary agencies, the NPS, the USFWS, and NOAA, and each one has their own specific domain, stretching all the way from our public lands to the vast oceans. And of course, they have the incredible target species they're tasked with monitoring. It's a beautifully organized system of stewardship, making sure that whether a creature walks the earth, flies in the sky, or swims in the sea, there is an agency dedicated to its survival. Section 2, NPS, Guardians of Public Lands. Let's start our journey on solid ground with the National Park Service. When you think of these public lands, imagine towering mountain peaks scraping the sky, vast river valleys carved by ancient glaciers, and incredibly dense ancient forests. The NPS oversees some of the most formidable animals in these domains. We're talking highly intelligent pack-hunting wolves and stealthy prehistoric alligators lurking in the marshlands. But just envision, in slow motion, the sheer, imposing presence of a grizzly bear, muscles rippling beneath its thick fur as it turns over massive boulders looking for food. Or picture the mountain lion, basically a phantom of the wilderness, moving with this calculated, silent grace across a rocky ridgeline. These are the powerful symbols of the wild the NPS protects every single day. Now, what's really interesting about this is the unique jurisdictional overlap right in the middle of it all. See, the NPS protects wolves in general on public lands, but the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service actually has a specific mandate for the gray wolf as a national species. It creates this really seamless narrative bridge between these two massive agencies. Because nature obviously doesn't care about human borders or drawn lines on a map. When a gray wolf pack moves through a forest, it doesn't magically know it's crossing from a national park into another territory. And that is exactly why these agencies just absolutely have to work in tandem. Section 3, USFWS, Saving America's Iconic Species. And this brings us perfectly to our next incredible protector. If the NPS manages the land, the USFWS focuses on saving America's most iconic species through rigorous, science-based conservation. Beyond the gray wolf, they are tasked with the survival of the bald eagle and the polar bear. I mean, imagine the soaring flight of the bald eagle, right? Its massive wings catching the thermal drafts way up high above jagged mountain peaks, scanning the waters below with unmatched precision. Then travel thousands of miles north to the stark, icy habitat of the polar bear. Picture this massive, solitary wanderer traversing a frozen, endless white landscape, a total master of one of the harshest environments on Earth. The USFWS is the ultimate line of defense for these vital creatures. Section 4, NOAA, Rulers of the Deep. But the wild certainly doesn't stop at the shoreline. Plunging down into the dark, dramatic depths of the ocean, NOAA oversees the ultimate marine apex predator, the orca, or killer whale. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration takes over where the land ends, governing an underwater world that is honestly as alien as it is essential. And this brilliantly illustrates their immense marine jurisdiction. Picture this in stunning slow motion. The sleek, striking black and white form of an orca just cutting through the deep blue, coordinating with its pod and a display of marine intelligence that rivals anything we find on land. As the undisputed kings of the ocean, protecting the orca means NOAA is actively preserving the delicate balance of the entire marine food web. Section 5. Global Science and Wildlife Conservation. So a great question here is, where do these frontline agencies actually get their data? Because, well, conservation is basically just guesswork without fundamental science, right? The actions of the NPS, the USFWS, and NOAA are all built upon a massive foundation of research. And this foundation is provided by legendary institutions that, honestly, a lot of us grew up with. The Smithsonian Institution, alongside Smithsonian Magazine, is deeply dedicated to rigorous animal science. They're the ones studying the biology, the genetics, and the incredibly intricate behaviors of these animals. Alongside them is National Geographic, an organization wholly focused on providing comprehensive wildlife background, They bring the hidden corners of the natural world right into our living rooms and give us the context we need to actually care about these species. Let's move to and see how this builds from raw data to real-world action. It's a fascinating journey. Step 1, National Geographic gives us the comprehensive background and the visual context. Step 2, the Smithsonian provides the deep, peer-reviewed animal science. Step 3, Encyclopedia Britannica archives all of this as general, accessible, factual information for the entire world. And finally, in Step 4, organizations like the World Wildlife Fund, the WWF, they take all of that accumulated knowledge and apply it directly to species and conservation on the ground. It is just a brilliant pipeline from raw science straight to global action. Just to highlight those last two absolutely crucial steps. Encyclopedia Britannica is out there doing the quiet, but essential work of delivering the bedrock of general factual information. They anchor our global knowledge base. And the World Wildlife Fund, they are the executioners of that knowledge. They're taking the science of the polar bear, the orca, and the grizzly, and applying it to targeted global species conservation efforts across continents. So the really crucial takeaway is this. True conservation is an ecosystem in itself. It's a living, breathing network of human dedication. From the boots-on-the-ground agencies like the USFW's tracking a gray wolf across a snowy ridge, all the way to the brilliant researchers in the halls of the Smithsonian studying complex animal science, every single piece matters. And why does this matter to you? Because ensuring these ecosystems survive means protecting the balance of the very planet we all live on. If you pull out even one pillar of this institutional ecosystem, the whole structure weakens. They are all beautifully, inexplicably connected. And wow, that brings us to the end of today's deep dive. We've traced the incredible web of protectors standing between our most iconic wildlife and extinction. But it does leave us wondering, as our world rapidly changes, will this invisible shield be strong enough to protect them tomorrow? The wild is vast, and there are just so many more stories to uncover. So which wild ecosystem should we explore next? The scorching deserts? The deep sea trenches? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this cinematic journey, please leave a like and make absolutely sure you subscribe to the Wildoc so you never miss an explainer. Until next time, keep your curiosity wild.